The sands of Egypt whispered tales of old, whispers of a promise made to Abraham, whispers of a people chosen by God. It was here, in this land drenched in sun and history, that Moses returned. He was no stranger to this land, yet he was now a harbinger of change. God's call had echoed in his soul. "Let my people go," he was commanded to tell Pharaoh, the ruler of Egypt. Pharaoh, enthroned in his palace, was a vision of earthly might. Gold glinted, servants scurried, and the air hummed with power. Yet before him stood a shepherd turned prophet. Moses, with a staff in hand and God's words on his lips, was unimpressed by this earthly grandeur. He spoke of justice, of freedom, of a God mightier than any pharaoh. Pharaoh scoffed. The Israelites toiling under his rule were his to command. Who was this God to challenge him? Moses, undeterred, issued a warning. The consequences of defiance, he proclaimed, would be dire. A darkness would fall upon Egypt, a darkness unlike any other. Pharaoh, his heart hardened, dismissed Moses with a wave of his hand. He would soon learn the price of his arrogance. It began subtly. The Nile, lifeblood of Egypt, turned crimson. The stench of death replaced the scent of fertile silk. Fish floated lifelessly on the surface, their white bellies glinting ominously in the sun. This was the first plague, a taste of what defiance against God would bring. Yet Pharaoh's heart remained unmoved. One by one the plagues descended upon Egypt, each more horrifying, more relentless than the last. Frogs, slimy and croaking, invaded every corner of Egyptian life. From the royal chambers to the humblest hovels, there was no escape. Lice, a crawling, biting plague, tormented both man and beast. The air, once filled with the buzz of life, now hummed with the drone of countless flies. Livestock, the pride of Egypt, perished. Painful boils erupted on the skin of Egyptians. Hail, a fury of ice from the heavens, destroyed crops and shattered roofs. Locusts, a buzzing, gnawing cloud, devoured everything green. Darkness, thick and suffocating, draped the land for 3 agonizing days. Still, Pharaoh would not relent. He clung to his pride, his power, even as his kingdom crumbled around him. Then came the 10th and final plague, a whisper of death, a chilling premonition in the air. It was the night of Passover. In the homes of the Israelites, lambs were sacrificed, their blood smeared on the doorposts, a gruesome yet sacred symbol of protection. For the angel of death was coming. He would pass over the homes marked with the blood of the lamb but would visit every Egyptian household. The cries of anguish that night echoed through the land. In every Egyptian home, the firstborn child, from the heir to the throne to the newborn babe in arms, breathed their last. There was no distinction between rich and poor, powerful or weak. Death, in its chilling impartiality, had visited them all. Pharaoh, his heart finally broken, relented. Broken by grief, consumed by fear, he allowed the Israelites to leave. They departed in haste, carrying little but the clothes on their backs and the unleavened bread of their hasty exodus. Their departure marked the end of generations of slavery. It was the dawn of their freedom. But Pharaoh, his grief giving way to fury, once more hardened his heart. He would not allow his slaves to escape so easily. He gathered his chariots and his soldiers, the might of Egypt, and pursued the fleeing Israelites. The Israelites, reaching the shores of the Red Sea, found themselves trapped. Behind them, the vengeful might of Egypt. Before them, the vast, impassable sea. Then a miracle. Moses, with staff raised high, called upon the power of God. The wind howled, the sea roared, and the impossible happened. The waters parted. A dry path opened up before them, the seabed visible beneath their feet. The Israelites, with hearts pounding and hope renewed, walked through the sea as if on dry land. Pharaoh, blinded by rage, ordered his chariots forward. The Egyptians, believing victory was within reach, charged into the heart of the sea. But the moment the last Israelite had reached the other side, the waters crashed down. The chariots, the horses, the soldiers, all swallowed by the raging sea. Pharaoh's army, the pride of Egypt, vanished beneath the waves. The Israelites, safe on the opposite shore, watched in awe and gratitude. They were free. Free from slavery, free from oppression, free to embrace their destiny as God's chosen people. The parting of the Red Sea was not just a display of power but a symbol of hope. It proclaimed to the world that even in the face of overwhelming odds, faith, courage, and the hand of God could deliver the impossible. The exodus from Egypt was complete. Their journey to the Promised Land had just begun.